Hello again, beautiful people. My name is Maniac, the kind of guy that'll always help you with that one achievement that's giving you trouble, and today we're going to be doing 4 stores. So let's get right into it. Alright, first off, go into inventory. We're going to start from scratch on the skills, so just ignore all this nonsense. So let's begin. So what you're going to need here is, for sure, ECM Specialist. Every single video. So just do what you can to get up there. I'm going to Ace Chameleon, as it'll give you 30% more value when you pick up items, which will help towards this mission. You can also lockpick faster, so having Nimble aced is also kind of useful. You don't really need anything else. I'm going to be killing a lot of civilians, so hey, 6 cents, aced. An ECM specialist, like I said, aced, always. So that's enough for ECMs. We're going to jump over to C4. Now there are safes, yeah, like little ones around the map that take about 1 C4 to open. Or trip mine, excuse me. When you put 1 trip mine on the safe, it'll blow open, you can get the loot out of it, easy. If you don't blow it open, you'll have to lockpick or drill it, and that takes up a little bit of time. Whereas just blowing it open is way faster. So put 1 skill point here, 1 here, and ace that, which is more firepower. Next up, because we need Jack of all trades to use both ECMs and C4, we're going to need Jack of all trades, which, again, should be down at the start, but I digress. Now, we don't really need anything else. We won't need a saw. We really don't need Zerker, as it's unnecessary. At this point, this is really all you need as a necessity. If you like, we'll work on things that will give you more concealment. If you're low level, I still have 65 skill points left over, so you can do this with relative ease in your level. But I'll ace Optical Illusions, which will give me more concealment for my concealed weapons. And I'll ace Inner Pockets because I use Ballistic Vest because I think the skull looks nice. If you use a suit, you don't need to ace it, just basic this skill. This will give you more sprint, speed, and more regen on your stamina. Parkour will give you a slight speed boost. It's not really necessary for this mission. I believe that's everything. Yeah, like, the alternative to killing all the civilians, if you don't want to ace 6 cents, you can always just basic forced friendship in the mastermind skill tree. Instead of killing them, you can zip tie them. I'm going to recommend killing them as it saves you on time. Hey, that's just me. I'm a maniac. So, you're going to need an ECM jammer for this mission as your primary. If you have Jack of all trades aced, you can do C4/trip mines as your secondary. Recommend having them as your secondary. You may not need both ECMs, but I'm going to use it just in case. Lightweight ballistic vest as always, or you can use the suit, whatever floats your root beer. For the perk deck, I don't know why Grinder is equipped. You can use Yakuza if you have the right build for the movement speed, but I'm not going to recommend this at all because it's a very small contained map. It's kind of unnecessary. If you have the DLC, you can use Burglar, which will up your lockpicking by 20%. If you do not have Burglar, you can always use Crew Chief. It'll give you more stamina and more health, which I guess comes in handy, but it's not really necessary. So right now we're going to use Burglar. Like I said, if you don't have the DLC, just go ahead and use Crew Chief. It's not really a big deal. We're only using Burglar for the lockpicking. For the melee, just empty palm. Doesn't really matter what you use, as long as the concealment is small. You can use a pen for all I care. It doesn't really matter. Yep. So I'm going to use dynamite just because that's what I like to use. If a civvy gets stuck outside of the map and you can't kill them, dynamite's a good a good resource to have for killing them. So I believe that's everything. Your mask doesn't matter. Your character obviously doesn't matter. Although it probably should now that I think about it. For your primary, bring a gun that has a lot of ammo in the magazine. It doesn't really matter what the damage is. Your concealment doesn't even really need to be that low. As you can see, mine's a 9 right now. it doesn't really need to be at a 3 for this mission. It's relatively easy. Either akimbo's or just like a regular assault rifle with a silencer. I cannot stress that enough. You're going to need a suppressor or a silencer. Please. For my secondary, I'm using the GSP shotgun. Now, you can only have the shotgun if you have the Goat Simulator DLC. A great primary shotgun is the Judge. That is super goofy looking. Anyway, this is a community item, so you can join the PayDay group on Steam or wherever else, and you'll get this weapon for free. It is amazing in stealth. I used it for the longest time. We don't really know why I switched to this one. I think this just looks even more goofy, that's probably why. But they're both silent, so who gives a crap? So we got both silent weapons, ECM jammers, vest. I think we're good to go. So let's start it up. Yeah, safe house. So the 4 stores is going to be under Vlad in the available contracts, and we're going to do it on 1 down. Vlad needs a Snickers. So this mission's relatively easy. It's a mission I've done quite a bit on Overkill.
Look, I know Vlad is nuts, but he's got a lot of connections, and I have a good feeling about him having a line on some big jobs down the line. This is a good start. Just stay frosty till things heat up.
The reason being is because on Overkill, it spawns ATM machines, which you can pretty much just sneak. It's really easy to sneak one of them, get a lot of money, and just leave without anybody noticing you. Unfortunately, on Death Wish and 1 down, they got rid of the ATM, so you can't really do that method. So this method is a lot easier, or easier considering the difficulty, and you can't just sneak out the back door using, getting the ATM. So the assets are the expert driver, body bags. You're not going to need either of them, so don't even worry about it. Same loadout as before, as you can see. Let's go.
Okay, we're coming up on Vlad's old stomping grounds. Go in there and get Vlad his money. Send a message to these people that no one is safe from crazy Vlad.
Alright.
Okay, let's do this one.
When you spawn, you'll more than likely spawn in this little parking lot right here behind the buildings. If you don't spawn here, you'll spawn somewhere around back. I don't know where the civvy is going. You'll spawn somewhere around back near this alley, either this side or the other. Okay, Bane, calm down. So, as you can see, there's a lot of people walking on this map. A lot of civvies. That's good, because we're going to pretty much murder all of them. You can see there's a...
Looks like they have cameras. Watch the alarms.
Jeez. You can see there's a metal detector here. Don't worry about it. You won't set it off. Don't sweat it.
Security cam over there.
As you can hear Bane shouting about,
Stay away from the
there are cameras, in each store. Usually about 1 or 2 in each store. It's not really a big deal. They're not the Titan cameras, thank God, so you can just shoot them and not worry about it. There are also
Look out.
1 guard,
Hey.
2 guards.
Guard.
Both guards
Masks on whenever you want to start it up.
will be right across the street from each other in their respective stores. This one is Kung Bo. Great. I don't get that. That's a joke.
Finally, a good China store.
So, basically, I'm just going to call this the Red Room. In the Red Room, there will always be
Guard.
1 guard walking around and
Look out.
some cameras, around the place. In different locations, but there'll always be at least 1 or 2.
Look out. Guard.
We'll take care of them and I'll put them each out. But that's the Red Room. You have the Pear Store. So the Pear Store will also have a guard
I didn't say anything about
and a
this.
camera,
Put on your
or a couple
mask and
cameras
we're
at
ready to
least.
get this rolling.
So that's the Pear Store. Then you have the 24/7. That's fantastic. This is probably one of the, usually the worst store, but as you can see,
Safe. See if you can get that thing open.
yeah, there's a big safe and
Stay
a
away from
big
the camera.
camera. Each store will have their safes kind of random, so it's never the same when you go in twice. So just because that one had a big safe doesn't necessarily mean it's going to have a safe at all next time. Keep that in mind. The last one's this coffee shop, which it's kind of nice actually.
Avoid the
Another
camera.
camera,
Watch out.
another camera. Another camera. It's a lot of security for
Got it?
coffee
Okay.
place.
Vlad wants his money. Go get it.
Alright, so the main objective is we're going to steal about $15,000. It's not really a lot. It's super easy to do. We're going to clear out each store kind of one by one. So here's the plan. We're going to kill
Careful.
this guard
Guard.
first. And we're going to kill him in the back area of the store. So sort of just follow him around. He's going to stop right
Stay
there.
fucking quiet.
Sometimes he'll walk into the back room, only for a split second, and then he'll walk back out. So we're going to wait and see if he moves. I'm going to mask up in the back room there. He's about to walk right towards me, so we'll just maneuver around him. We're going to mask up right over here. But keep in mind,
Camera, watch it.
there's always cameras in this back area. So let's go ahead and mask up
Let's put this show on the road.
and just break the camera. That's just what we're going to do. So we'll wait here for the guard to come back. In the meantime, there's usually a little package on the floor here.
Fuck yeah.
Maybe on the table.
Got it.
And there sometimes can be loose money here, or even a cash register laying around one of these areas. So keep that in mind. Okay, so there's the guard. It's always good to peek and back up. Whenever you're walking towards a door, get ready to back up as fast as you can, just in case of that
Look out.
situation.
Guard.
Alright, so the guard is kind of being a jerk right now. And this lady's probably going to walk back here. Also keep in mind that civvies will sometimes walk in this back room right here, which is why, if they do, just sort of take out your shotgun and shoot them in the corner. It's really, yep, here we go. Ready? Super easy. Thanks for the example, guy. Super easy.
Watch it.
Alright, so we're waiting for the guard to come back here still, but it looks like he wants to take a stroll outside, so we'll just shoot her, bag her, and that's one less person to have to shoot later. So it looks like he's ready to start walking back here again, hopefully. Can't really tell. Or is he still outside?
Stay fucking quiet.
Well, I'm not sure what the heck he's doing. This guard, though, the guard that stays in the red room, will always walk around this store. He will always walk around either out front or in the side area or out, or, you know, around this back room or around the cash registers off to the side here. He will always be in this area. He won't ever walk to a different store. The same with the other guard in the store across the street. He will always stay more or less stationary around the store, which is convenient, except when their walking paths are kind of nonsensical, and he just walked through that guy. Neat. Okay. Well. Honestly, I'm not sure why we're not stealing these things. They look expensive. Alright.
Watch it.
So the guard is finally going to walk back here. If not, I'm going to shoot him regardless. Let's see if he's got good eyes. Okay, well the civvy's on the move finally. Where is he going?
Guard on patrol.
Well, looks like here comes a civvy. Oh, and the guard's finally walking back here. Okay. Time to actually get started. So, shoot the guard. Move the civvy.
You're just wasting ammo and jeopardizing the operation.
All good over here.
Looks like I ran into body bags, but that's no big deal. Alright, so now that that's taken care of, the guard here is dead. There's only one guard left. So let's get started with this. We're going to ECM. And we're going to pretty much just murder everybody. Keep in mind the cameras. So always look up. You can spam like your basically look button or your point something out button, which is I believe F. For me it's right bumper since I use a controller.
You kill civilians like this, and we're gonna lose all of our cash paying cleaner costs. It'll be almost impossible to trade you for a hostage.
Alright,
If you end up
so let's take care of all these cameras. and all these civilians. Just make sure to keep looking up, find the cameras, find people looking at Doritos. And for now, I believe we're good, as we have 3 of the stores taken care of, so I guess I'll just take a quick break and answer this pager before we go at it again. We'll take care of the 4th and final store.
Hello? You know I'm only kidding.
Now, if you're fast enough, you can just, clear out all stores in a single ECM if you want. It's hard trying to do that and explain at the same time. So, keep in mind that the coffee shop, as you recall, has a lot of security. So we're going to go on through the... Whoa, I don't know why I was placing a shaped charge. Let's lockpick that. That would not have been very sneaky, as if you use C4, try to blow something open immediately, it'll just alert everybody.
Down on the ground. On
Get
the
down.
ground.
You can do it.
Get down.
You stay away from those cameras.
Now that you've taken a hostage, the police assault is going to...
Well, that was convenient. Alright,
Watch out.
so we're going to take out the camera in the front. Take out the cams in the back. Take out the civvies in the front. And that should be the last camera. No survivors. Alright, so now we're going to look at each store and each loot. Like, loot area, basically. Sometimes there'll be a big safe here in the wall. You can lockpick that. Blow it open, doesn't really matter. In the front, there will usually be a cash register here, maybe one here, and a safe here that we're going to blow open with our shaped charges. Keep in mind that when I do this, I'll probably alert a lot of civvies, so let's get ready for that. Yep, there's one. There's one outside of the map, which is why we bought the C4. And then there's one over there. Perfect. Okay, so we're good. I mean, the dynamite, not the C4. My apologies. So this store, the coffee shop, is completely done. We probably killed more people than we got from it, which was kind of useless. The back area is done because of the loose money. So now we'll check the red room here. There may be a safe here and a cash register here. As you can see, there's one here.
Okay, that's 15,000. I'll get the driver to pick you guys up.
Now, as you can hear, this mission's basically done at this point. We don't really need to do anything else. There will sometimes be a big safe here. There will sometimes be a cash register here. And if you run into the back, there will sometimes be a big safe here. Easy. So, we're going to run across the street now and go to the pear store, right? Sometimes there will be a big safe here in the wall. As you can see, there are cash registers here. Sometimes there will be a safe here and a safe here. And now we'll run to the convenience store. Now, if you were playing on a lower difficulty, such as Overkill or under, there will be an ATM here, around this area, and here. My favorite thing to do was to pretty much sneak in, take out this store only, kind of crouch, take out the ATM, and just sort of hang out. Because it paid a lot. ATMs give out a lot of money. It was super easy to do on Overkill, to be honest with you. So, this store has a cash register here, a safe here. I don't think it's safe to stand that close to an explosion, but okay. And as you can see, the big safe. So we're just going to take about 40 to 45 seconds to lockpick this. This is some intense gameplay right here. Yep. Yeah, so this mission isn't really that hard, honestly. In fact, it might even be a little bit easier than Nightclub to do. I'm not really sure why I postponed this last, but this will be the last easy mission to do for the newer players. The next mission I'm going to do will more than likely be either Election Day, which is, if you played with me personally, you should know that that is probably my favorite mission to do.
You hit the mother load.
Look at that, we actually got lucky on this one. Jewelry and a bunch of money. So now I guess we can just look for the, well, the packages now. There's sometimes one here. Let's see. There can be... Whoops. Almost forgot to check the back. There can be one here, and there can be one there. Yeah, so Election Day will probably be next. And this is the last video I'm putting out before I put out my new guide. With the help of another Steam user that's just... He's been great. He's been a huge help with creating it. So, 2 packages here and there. I believe there can be one here, but I'm not too certain. Let's see. In between the cars right here. Let's check. Nope, there's usually one here, and there can be one here. Wow, I did not get lucky on the package spawns today. Right here in the front under the bench.
Fuck yeah.
Let's see. There's usually one here. Kind of off to the side. Next we'll check the, right next to the coffee shop. Let's see. There can be one here on this box. There can be one here next to that in the alleyway. There's our escape zooming by. I'll do a quick check really fast to make sure I got everything.
Fuck yeah.
And the door next to the red room.
Head out when you're ready. He'll wait.
I believe that's everything. I'm content with that.
Fuck me, that was smooth.
As you can see, well,
Got a cop in sight. That was total control. I'll call Vlad now and tell him the good news.
as you can see, we got a 5% stealth bonus for completing that mission, which is not too bad considering it only took about 14 minutes, but that's with taking our time, getting everything, and trying to explain everything. It's not too good for pay or XP, really, but that's because this is a beginner mission. Keep that in mind. This is a mission that should probably be one of the first few that you do when you start this game. It's kind of funny because I see a lot of older players who play this mission and don't actually have this one completed because, well, I don't really know. But it's not really that hard at all. But as you can see, it wasn't that bad. It's just the 2 guards that you have to watch out for, and the cameras. If you can take care of those, the civvies are also easy to take care of. Just try to focus on one thing at a time. And some good colors right there. Well, that's it for this video. Yeah, seriously, check out the next one, Election Day. It's gonna be fantastic. That one's gonna be a lot of fun. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that, and I'll see you next time.